section. Today I'm going to talk about healthcare organization management, where I will talk more about functions and style of management. I'm called Jean Shimimana, so I hope you learn more from this presentation. Let me start with function of management. Function of management in like cycle, it starts from planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. And they just come like you go from one to the other one, and if you get here you start over and over again. Let me start explaining what is planning. Planning is like setting direction for the organization and determining what needs to be done. It is also making action plan, because here you know what to do, you know where you want to be, and here you start making some action plan of how you can just get there. In organizing, that's when you start implementing those action plan that you have, and you also need to use like the proper use of resources, including materials and non-materials, human resources, and other mandates your organization own. Here you also determine position and teamwork assignment, also distributing responsibilities among employees. But staffing is like job analysis, where you make recruitment, and you also provide some ongoing training so that your employee are up to date on the skills that you need to have everything done in your company. So here it's also include like motivating your employees. You find things that you can do to motivate your employees, and you also reward your employees who do better in your company. While leading is like saying what needs to be done now, like right now what needs to be done and how to do it, and who shall do it right now. This also like determining direction for your employees, and also leading the team in action. Like you involve them in action, you show them, you just like it's like you are working with them more here, showing them what to do and how to do it directly, and showing them where you need to do. So controlling is like making follow-ups to check the outcomes as well as the progress toward the achievement of the plans, but also making some adjustment where necessary. Maybe you have made some plans, and then at that level you feel like employees are unable to achieve it, so you can make some adjustments so that you don't give them something which they can't achieve. Here they say controlling function to verify that all allotted tasks are being performed on time. So that's all about the functions of a management. So then allow me to start talking about management style. The first one, I will talk about three management style, which the first one is directing, discussing, and delegating. When we talk about directing, it's like when you tell employees what to do, how to do it, and when to complete it. And also assigning roles and responsibilities, also setting standards and defining expectations, as well as like setting the goals for your organization. When we talk about discussing, it's when you involve in discussion with your employees, you ask them critical questions, so that they can just think of things that can be done, and also discussing living problems. So this is also the way of receiving feedback from them and also giving them feedback. In this case, when you are using discussing management style, managers work more as facilitator of the discussion, instead of being like people to tell them what to do. And it is different from directing, where you tell your employees what to do and how to do it. While delegating, it's like making arguments between you and the employees. You tell them what to do, and then you tell them when it should be done. The part of how to do it, it's up to employees. They have their responsibilities and they have to decide on themselves how to complete the task they have. So this is all about delegating. The strength and weakness of delegating here include like employees get detailed and straightforward direction. Like for those employees who doesn't have the experience, you give them detailed instruction. And it also takes short time, and you also reward those who follow instruction very well in your company. So it motivates the employees to work better if they have to follow those instructions. But the weakness of it is one-way communication. You doesn't have a way of receiving feedback from your employees, and also giving them feedback is also hard because you are just busy giving them instruction, and the only thing they can ask you is asking you clarification about the direction. And it also requires more time of planning. You must sit down more time to plan how to give them instruction, because if you give them wrong instruction or bad instruction, so at times they do think that you don't want it, and that will not help you to achieve your long-term goal for your organization. Discussing has the strength and weakness, and the strength of it is like everyone can share his or her ideas. No one is just supposed to sit there and then wait for manager to give the ideas, to give the decisions, so they can share ideas and then they can decide something together. And also you help employee to improve how they work, just motivate them, and then how they can work. They can perform tasks, they can complete them. So if you discuss with your manager, you are motivated to complete things very well. But the weakness of it, it's also take time. Like the time it take time while discussing without completing anything. So you sit down, everyone share the ideas, and then you at some point miss time to work on your task. And also some idea might not be considered, so which can also demotivate the employees at some point. If maybe I'm an employee, then I give you an idea, you don't consider it for the first time, for the second time, for the third time, so I feel like maybe you don't want me in your organization, while maybe I give even wrong ideas. So delegating, the strength of delegating include like employees are more independent, they can just complete the task alone, and the employees give feedback to the manager, you receive more feedback from the employees as a manager. But the weakness of it, sometimes it's overwhelming. You tell them what to do, and then you tell them when you need it. But telling them how to do it, so sometimes employees need that part, because they feel like maybe if you tell me how to do it, that's when I can do it better. Some of the employees will feel like overwhelmed because they don't know how to complete things in the time you give them. And also the task might be delegated to someone who doesn't have the skills or the experience to able to complete the task. So if you do, it will delay your plans. So let me say now, give some examples of how this type can be used for as managers. Directing can be used when employees don't know how to do things, don't know what to do, and don't have experience in what they are doing. For instance, maybe you have some interns at the hospital. If you have them, they have theories, they know them, they have learned a lot, but in terms of applying those theories, it might be hard for them, so you need to tell them detailed instruction of how to do things, because they are still intern. They're learning actually. But discussing, you can use them when you have like employees who are open to speak up their minds. They just have different ideas, so you discuss. But you need also, in this discussion, you need to be clear, and then you need to influence them so that they can do what you want, even if they have ideas, but you need to influence them. Delegating is appropriate when employees have required the skill, they have the experience to get the job done, and they're also motivated. If your employees are motivated to do things on their own, you can just let them do it, because like overseeing them, it doesn't help you. For instance, here, if you assign them research to research on something, and then they have to make reports, so you can just let them do it alone. Thank you so much for being with me in this presentation. If you need more information, you can just go on and then search here on the resource I used. Thank you so much.